Another rendition, once again, back at it again. Artists intertwining kitchen sinks, pouring in-person phone conversations in the car. I am living for you and for me right now. Our lives are so full of love and we could barely eat or sleep, but it feeds our souls full anyway. We're accepting ourselves and allowing ourselves to be fluid with each other, fluid with other people, and fluid within our world. It's just beautiful and I'm happy right now. I wish the best and hope I can handle the worst. Zona Rona Star. Loving unconditionally, openly with honesty, genuinely and authentically. I will love you back forever and always. Together and apart, for better or for worse, sickness and in health. Not even death will finish our breaths when we exhale our last. My special person where our love we share will only be unique to us, but expressively and connectedly, yet belongingly and fluidly, and of course with intertextuality because we are artists. Artists expose and find their core truths through all dynamics of emotions. The hues of the colors will reveal the tinted auras. The lyrics of song and poetry will confess secrets we meant to keep to ourselves but shared innocently, admittedly. Stories that unfold mysteries and fantasies and love stories and histories and unexpected, unsurprising planned destinies. Depthful conversations about struggle and triumph, accompanied by Mary Jane's soprano melody mixtape, pouring our souls into each other, swimming in brown-eyed dead seas 12 feet deep, but this time we were not drowning, nor suffocating like the desert heat, sucking out the life source that abusers used to murder us. Now we splash the water playfully, listening to the waves as we ride them calmly and peacefully. Wherever you travel, I will always be with you physically or spiritually, always emotionally and mentally. We accept the love we think we deserve, and we deserve it, now more than ever, even though we've always deserved unconditional reciprocated love. And in this moment, I swear we were infinite. It's all written in the stars manifesting, vibrational frequencies from the cosmos to guide our life, and visionary journeys that we will continue to manage, rightfully, to feel and to heal. All of this is like a dream, so surreal that it feels unreal, but this is fucking real and I know it. And I will repeat this convicted intention in meditation again and again and again, breathing in hope, exhaling anxieties, breathing in your breath when your lips are on my lips and our hearts beat as one, falling and rising onto your collarbones with my fingertips, and the very fingertips that have fought, pushing up against that trap door, found the breath I was longing for. Gracefully pacing your clavicles. We may be wasting away, shrinking ourselves smaller, but not to fit into society's pressures, molding into a box, rather exploring a reborn confidence like a rebirth of a phoenix. When we burn our very souls and beings to ashes, to build ourselves back up again and again and again, bouncing back, climbing resiliently. I was 10 years old. The person who claimed me as her star student, her favorite pupil, she had her eye on that sparked perfectionism instilled in me. Because I saw the best in her and she saw the best in me, and because and one evening she told me in the most simplest, basic, unspoken words, I am not enough as I am. Change. I internally shamed myself, placing the blame on me for being genetically overweight. She told me to change my lifestyle instead of diet. Instead of listening to that, my lifestyle became my diet, and my diets became my lifestyle. I forgot feeding myself. Rather, my appetite growled in hunger, in a distaste for nourishment. Rather, it was up to me if I ate or not. I loved my body religiously. I devoted my soul to emaciate to nothing, wasting away, slowly killing myself. So my death was not something that was my fault, rather, the fault of everyone that made me feel smaller, not deserving, and worthless, and not enough. I was 13 years old, the rainbow child. I was preyed on and fed on as a half-dead, half-alive carcass. I was pretty, hot, and beautiful when he was happy. But when he was not, I was ugly, fat, and disgusting. I was not attracted to boys, let alone two-faced killer clowns. Trapped in his basement into the new year, intoxicated by my resolution, my death solution. To fly out of my body, tainted by his coercive, inhibited force. My soul knew intuitively all this time all of this was not right, but nobody was listening or saw the signs. It severed my brain's cortex connections. It cut my wrists and thighs deeply. It slashed the seams of my soul into pieces. Witnessing every year painfully inside of dissociation, ghostly, harassed, assaulted, and raped by abusive boys and men, shy 2 years of an entire decade of my life. I didn't even know why or for what reason this was happening to me. Where this kept playing on repeat behind the scenes, curtains closed, mic muted, where I could tell no one. We are rising and climbing from the trenches of rock bottom to grow from the valleys of the mountains we dream so passionately of, having pushed Sisyphus' rock to the very top, finally snowballing in the intended direction where for our whole lives the stone rolled back on us, crushing us, almost killing us, but not yet. The supreme deity told us it is not our time yet. Death is naturally not a choice. We must choose life again and again and again until we believe completely in our centered core in order to stay alive, please stay alive for me, and stay alive, please stay alive for me, and stay alive for yourself the most. Best friends are Vitam. Got your back. Now the night is coming to an end. The sun will rise and we will try again and again and again. You will die, but now your life is free. Take pride in what is sure to die. Memento mori reassures the inevitability of passing on and pressing on for us to keep carrying on. To live all out as if today were your last and the next first day of forever. We will drive to the morning sun where all your blood and your scarred covered tree is washed away and all you did will be undone. Don't be afraid to live again and again and again. My love is like a star. Some scars we will never show. We are survivors and warriors in more ways than they'll even ever know. I'm not broken or bruised. I fixed my heart with my loved ones again and again and again. Confessed the depressed I used to repress and suppress. I'm holding on to you. I don't have a migraine anymore. I made friends with my lions and tigers and bears, oh my, the very ones who demonized our lives, but we made peace over fear. Like the turtle and the fox, because patient, peaceful turbulence will win. In violent, fearful boxes we are trapped in, we'll lose. Make the truce. Make your symbols. honoring and respecting my parallel lines carved in threes, where pomegranate-flavored ox blood dripped out of me, where an IV was injected in me, rehydrating, pumping back the iron to replenish my stores. I collapsed on the floor and found the breath I was searching for, the three passengers, the Mother, the Spirit, and the Holy Ghost, and I asked if I'm alive and well, or am I dreaming dead? They said I am a bird set free. I asked, can you be my nightingale? 'Cause I need a hero, is it you? Now I see the forest for the trees. No longer seeing the glowing eyes that I wished you all to see, that I wished you all to be concerned about, yet ignored and medicated and sedated heavily. I still hold my emerald ruby I say you look gorge in. I'll give you all of me if you give me all of you. All your curves and all your edges and imperfections, my end and my beginning. I love you. I love you. It's not disgusting anymore. I no longer feel ugly. No longer ashamed or self-blaming. It was never my fault. No one listened to my unspoken words of verbal and emotional and sexual assault, of abuse and manipulation on the weak and vulnerable, blinded deaf in the Stockholm Syndrome. Now I am healed. I'm still healing. I'm still healing. Now I have justice, and still seeking justice for me and for everyone that bleeds the same tragedies. And I firmly believe everything happens for a reason, and justice will be served, with the karma he deserves 3 times harsher, multiplied by infinity, divided by 1. It was always that one night where men have fire blasted and ice picked away, where they now breathe warmth onto my melted iceberg carefully, so you could reach all that you wouldn't see underneath the surface level superficially. So embrace all of me. I'm very okay. I'm good, I'm great. The good news is that they don't like it when I'm blue, but will always continue to help me through the trauma, the post-traumatic stress, the attempts to bandage the damage. To all my cheerleaders rooting for me in all 3 corners, hand in hand, eyes in your eyes, forever and always, together and apart, sickness and in health, death will not tear us apart. I vow to you that I will always be true. Give me all to you reciprocatedly through the struggles and triumphs, unlocking history to figure out presently how to introspectively correct unlocking history to figure out presently how to introspectively correct and break the chains from unavailability. Holding the breathing, borderline suffocating, grasping for air but hesitantly, we are gradually becoming ourselves, removing our shells, ocean rings, and crystals, from tightly holding the energies in our hands onto our gold chain necklaces, hanging on, bouncing on the hearts, healing from our soul's suffering, confronting the realities of our lives like stories, inspiring hopeful undertones to release haunting worries. We are the piloting authors navigating vessels, our novels, writing and rewriting and revising the ballads, screaming and belting and singing the symphonies and speaking poetries about all of my deadly sins of Hercules. I am a volcano who no longer erupts, projecting scorching lava who now bleeds a slow, steady, glowing, warm stream, filling the cracks to sediment the grounding and growing. Don't forget your roots, the mustard seed of hope, planted in the belief that we are not the names that we were called, as mellow yellow as the beautifully planned taxicab parked north. stalled out sitting on some highway, focusing on our guiding star. We are the graduating life scholars of the class of We Made It This Far. For years, I have spoken internally, written on a laminated piece of paper. I want all of this to be worth something someday. And to this day, I guarantee our lives will only ever always continue to be a layered balancing act. That has less to do with the struggles we suffer from and more to do with triumphing from our pain. Cynnie.